Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Steve Marilla, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. Today's episode of Meet Your Neighbor takes us from the streets of New York City to the sunshine of Arizona, a path more familiar than you think. Every year, thousands of New Yorkers trade city winters for warmer days, blue skies, and communities built around connection, lifestyle, and opportunity. My guest today is Bill Barbuto, and his story begins in the Bronx, where he grew up playing stickball in the streets, the kind of childhood you only hear about or see in the movies. That early sense of neighborhood and toughness stayed with him for life. Before the firehouse, Bill served our country as a United States Marine, a chapter that shaped his discipline, leadership, and commitment to service. From there, he went to spend his career as a New York City firefighter, eventually rising to the rank of Battalion Chief, leading others in one of the most demanding professions in one of the toughest cities in the world. In this episode, Bill shares what life was really like growing up in the Bronx, the brotherhood of the Marines and the fire service, and what retirement meant after decades of answering the call. We also talk about his journey west, how he discovered Arizona, and what he was looking for in a home and a community, and ultimately how he found his way to Westbrook Village. Bill's story is a perfect example of how a move isn't just about real estate. It's about finding the right next chapter. From lifelong service in New York to a well-earned lifestyle here in Arizona, his journey reflects why so many people choose communities like Westbrook Village to call home. Now, let's meet your neighbor. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Steve.
How are you?
Good.
Well, it's nice getting to sit down with you. I've only known you from pickleball events and your singing.
Yeah.
And we talked at the Christmas toy drive.
Yes.
And it's funny because since then, I've had like 3 people come up and tell me that I should interview you.
Oh,
because you had such a interesting story. And I think you've had an interesting career. But let's start with, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the Bronx, New York.
In the Bronx?
In the Bronx.
What was that like?
The Bronx.
The Bronx.
Oh, it was great. I mean, we lived in a small neighborhood. All the family lived in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, back in the old days, that's how it was. A family always together.
Right. So your uncles lived in that same neighborhood?
Oh, uncles, aunts, everybody lived.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you play stickball like the old days?
Oh, absolutely. Kick the can on the corner.
Really?
You know what that is?
No.
Well, you used to get an old beer can.
Yeah.
And there'd be 4 corners.
Yeah.
On the streets.
Yeah.
And those were the bases.
Oh, really?
So you kick the can, the other guys would catch it and throw it to first base, and that was kick the can on the corner.
So it was like...
You never heard about that?
No.
See, that's because you didn't grow up in the Bronx.
No, I'm a country kid, and we in the country, a kick the can is just as you're walking down the dirt road.
No, this was a game, man.
That was actually... So it was kind of like baseball.
Exactly.
It was exactly...
Yeah, except you used the can because nobody had anything else.
Nobody had anything other than a can.
Yeah,
wow, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. And then it got sophisticated. We played stickball after. Did you play stickball?
No.
You don't know what that's it's a broom handle.
A broom handle.
And a tennis ball.
Oh, wow.
And that was your baseball.
So that was an upgrade.
That was an upgrade from the can. Yes.
Oh, wow.
We got more sophisticated, you might say.
That is so high school and school all through the Bronx?
Yeah, I played basketball in high school.
Oh, did you?
Matter of fact, we played for the city championship.
Oh, wow.
In Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
I scored a point in Madison Square Garden.
That is awesome.
Against Boys High. Yeah, it was an interesting experience.
Well, everything that everyone everyone's played in high school in there. But when you're in New York City, it's always a little different. Is there a lot of pride just being from New York City?
I think being in the New York City Fire Department, there's a lot of pride. Because we were really good.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of pride in that. I guess having to grow up there is fine,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably a perspective from someone from the Midwest.
Yeah.
You look at the big cities and LA and New York and you think it's got to be cool there, but it's still just the grind of growing up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you already learned 2 things about kick the can on the corner.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. We're only 2 minutes in. I've already learned a lot. So wait, okay. So I know So you're in high school. When did you meet your wife?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's a tough one. I got a stumper
I
already.
need to think where I even. Oh, I know why. It's another good story, actually.
Okay.
She was a stewardess.
Okay.
And she lived in Queens, and back then the stewardesses got together and rented one apartment, so there'd be 4 of them in there.
Oh, sure, because they're always traveling.
My friends and I decided that we should rent an apartment in that building.
Wow.
So we did.
Yeah.
And we put the first color television in the building.
Really?
And we had a red carpet in it.
Oh, wow.
And so we entertained all the girls.
That was pretty smart.
Yeah. And that's where I met her.
And,
that's basically how we met. Yeah. As a matter of fact, 3 of us married from there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
so it's
nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. And she grew up in Queens?
Oh, no, she's from Maine.
From Maine?
Small Dixville, Maine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was from stewardess and from Maine. In fact, we got married in Maine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where? What part of Maine?
Small plain called Dixfield, a little bit north of Lewiston.
Okay.
Very small town.
Yeah, I married my wife in Maine, right outside, just south of Portland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a
from
beautiful.
There then,
no, it was our second marriage, and we wanted to go somewhere we'd never been before.
Oh, all right.
And just something new, and it was a fresh start.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
We can't all find our love the first time.
Oh no, I was blessed. Maybe it's not the second time either.
Right.
know?
So you had told me the story, but tell me, I want to hear the story about your firstborn.
Oh, Greg being born?
Yeah.
So we were living in the city and then moved upstate to Monroe, which is about an hour from the city. But, of course, all our doctors were in the city still.
Yeah.
So we didn't transfer because she was pregnant. We knew she was going to have a baby, so we didn't want to start all that over.
Right.
So we did, so I was remember being out at the fire, and when I came back, all covered with smoke, somebody, the house wondered, hey, your wife just called. I called her back. She says, I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
So, holy shit. So anyway, I got permission. And by the way, back then it was impossible to get out of a tour.
Oh, really?
A very serious deal.
Yeah.
So the officer there was very nice. He said, go ahead, we'll cover for you.
Yeah.
And I went back. So it was like an hour up, picked her up, and she's in pain and moaning and groaning and all the way back. Oh, man, it was a scary ride.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, got her into the emergency room. They took her in. And, back then you didn't go in.
Oh, no.
I wish we could have, but we didn't then. And so I just went to the little room they had there for a waiting room, not view of the desk or anything.
Right.
It was a next separate room.
Yeah.
And fell asleep, basically.
Oh, I'm sure you were working.
I was exhausted, still all smelly. And eventually in the morning I called the girl that was babysitting for our other child, our oldest daughter, to see how she was doing.
Yeah.
How's Sue, everything okay? She said, yeah, but she said, by the way, congratulations, you had a son. And I said, oh, holy, so.
And it happened next door, and you called home and found out about it?
Yeah, it was, because the room was separate. So when I walked out and I saw the nurse, she said, oh, yeah, we were looking for you.
Oh, wow.
So then I went in and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Very scary ride up and back.
I bet. I bet you were very nervous.
Yeah.
You had to do your best driving, too.
Yeah.
So you had said that the Marines, so you went in the Marines first, so I want to talk about what made you go in the Marines. You said it had given you direction and purpose, the Marines and the fire department.
Back then you had to be, it was a draft.
Yeah.
So before I got drafted, I said I'd rather be in the Marines. So I joined the Marines, basically, and at that time they had a, what do they call them? Reserve Marines, which was you did the boot camp, and then you did 6 months straight, and then you had to do 2 weeks every year, if I remember right.
Yep. And then 1 week in a month?
Yeah, and 1 week in a month, something like that.
Yeah.
So I did that, and it was activated during the Vietnam War, but it never went anywhere but Brooklyn.
Oh, well,
but the interesting thing about the Marines, I don't know if you remember from the document, is my sergeant in the Marine Corps was a fire lieutenant.
Okay.
And he said to me, you should take the test.
Yep.
I didn't know. I wasn't just floating around as a kid. So I took the test.
Yeah.
And he's Lieutenant Vigiano. I still remember him. I think he's still around too. Anyway, he had, so he convinced me to take the test. I got appointed and everything else. And by the way, his 2 sons were killed in the World Trade Center.
Oh, were they?
One was a cop and one was a fireman.
Wow.
So I don't know how you deal with it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what the fire. I always said about police officers and firefighters. I have so much respect for what you've done and what the police, because they're putting their life on the line for someone they never met. And I could relate to serving your country,
right.
Doing, serving in the military. I can relate to that, but I cannot relate to, you could pull somebody over and be shot by a stranger.
I know.
It was just, what they do is incredible. What you did was incredible.
No,
I mean, going into a burning building, not knowing, what kind of people are in there. Are they, you have no filter. You have to say it's a life you have to save. You don't know if they're good people, bad people.
No, it makes
and that's
no difference.
and it would to me, and that's what really I think differentiates how special of a person it takes to do what you do.
I got you.
Because you're putting your life on the line for strangers.
Well, that's well, you've seen the story about the first guy you gave mouth to mouth to was dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Yeah. No. So we were called to a vacant building, and there's a bunch of junkies all around. There's a guy laying there, and my officer said, I was a fireman. He says, all right, give him mouth to mouth. So I did. The guy was cold.
Oh, really?
So I'm giving him out. I know he's dead. We all know he's dead.
Yeah.
But I had to keep going because the crowd was all around. Hey, you got to help him out.
Sure.
He's my friend, my man,
Yeah.
So I gave him mouth to mouth until the ambulance came and took him away. So that was my first.
That was your first mouth to mouth. Wow. Yeah.
And that's before, that's when you actually did mouth to mouth.
Right.
Now they have.
Oh, they have little.
They have stuff. Yeah, you have a mask and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is when you really get.
So passing the test to get into the fire department, was that hard?
Yeah, well, it's competitive. It's not so much that it's hard. It's that it's how you go compared to everyone else that took it.
Right, because they want the best of the best.
Yeah, so you take the written test and you get a score, and then if you score high enough, you can get to take the physical test.
Okay.
All right. Then they match the two, and give you an average of that two, and that's how you stand on the list.
Oh, okay.
But the list back then was a 4-year list. But it never made 4 years. I mean, you never got promoted on just because it was 4 years.
Right.
So it was. I think I was in the next to the last class before the list died, and I was 725 or something.
Oh, wow.
So they don't use the whole list.
Sure.
So that's how that. It's different now, I think. But
how did your wife feel about you being a firefighter?
Well, before that, I was a baby food salesman.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, Heinz?
Gerber?
No, it wasn't.
What?
I don't remember. Anyway, I remember doing that. I don't think she knew. She remember she's from a small town in Maine where the firemen there never did anything.
Right. They volunteer and they get together and practice.
They do a good job. I'm not knocking volunteers.
No, but they don't have that daily grind of what you guys have.
No, it's not a career. So she didn't really know what I was doing.
Oh, okay. That was probably good.
Oh yeah, she never really did. I mean, whenever I come home from a tour, I would just say it was busy.
So how long was each tour? You called it a tour.
Well, you did 2 day tours, 9 to 6.
Yep.
And then you had a day and a half off, and you come in at 6 o'clock at night and work till 9 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
You had that day off, then you came 6 o'clock at night, worked till 9 in the morning again.
Oh, wow.
So those are 2 14-hour tours. It came out to 43 hours a week, something like that.
And you didn't, was it hard to, what's a day like? I mean, did you have a day when you would have no calls?
It happens once
in New York? Wow.
Yeah.
So you would have a day where it wouldn't be too bad, but then I have to assume you have a day where everything happens.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why we would sleep on the rig because you're going from one to the other.
Really?
We had some tough nights there.
Yeah. What was your most emotional fire or saving someone?
Probably the biggest one was when I found that 7-year-old kid that
you found it. Oh, tell me about this.
So. Typical fire, and I had the tiller. My assignment was to go up the front fire escape and go in those windows and search those rooms while everybody else was coming the other way.
Okay.
So the job of the tillerman was to vent from the outside so they could push the fire towards you.
Okay.
And get it vented. Anyway, I got up to that fire escape, and there was fire coming out 2 windows. And we knew there was someone in there because the mother was next to the chief downstairs.
Yeah.
Pointing to that window, pointing at me. It's in there. And I'm, flames coming out. So I couldn't go in. So as soon as the engine from the inside put the fire out, I went as soon as I could to make a search. And because it's so steamy, you can't see anything.
Sure.
So it's all by feel.
Oh,
so
wow.
Felt the bed and felt like a foam rubber doll. So I didn't want to say it because I wasn't sure. I don't want to panic the mother or anything.
Right.
So I dragged it over to the window, and then I realized when I got to see it,
it was a
7-year-old burn beyond recognition. And then when I transmitted that to the chief, and he told the woman, and she just collapsed.
I bet.
And at that time, the kid was probably 7 years old. That's about how old my son was.
Oh, wow.
So it was a pretty big impact.
Yeah. And did it get...
That one I can still see. I could still picture the room and everything.
Yeah. I bet you can still smell it.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you... did it get easier as you saw more, or was it... Because that's a pretty devastating first.
To compartmentalize... I've had several other ones. Never that dramatic.
Oh, really?
But several other deaths, or several other people that almost died or whatever.
Right.
And some that you can't save because they're already dead. The one in the book is that one the guy's leg was on fire. Do you remember that?
No. Yeah. Tell me about it.
So we went up to a building, and in this room, there's a little fire on the bed, and there's a guy laying on the bed. So we used the fire extinguisher, put out his leg and his body or the mattress, and I went to pick him up, and his skin came off of my hand. He was burned. He never noticed a thing.
Really?
We had to put him down. We finally got him out. We got him down. He was so drugged up that he didn't even know he didn't know
his skin was... wow.
If it comes off of my hand, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And again, no gloves. We didn't have any.
Right. Oh, wow. Did he survive then?
He did.
He did.
I don't know. The other thing about the city, different from small places, is you don't really know what happens to victims.
You don't get to follow up.
It's too big, right? You don't follow up on anybody.
Huh.
So you only hear about it, or maybe once in a while. It's not like in a small town where the people come back and thank you and all that stuff.
Because
you're just part of the group.
Yeah, because how many millions were you servicing? How many residents were in your?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea.
Millions.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. What did you enjoy most about it? I know it had to be fulfilling, but
I don't think enjoy isn't the right word. It's just very rewarding work.
Sure.
Even when there's no victims involved, just putting out the fire.
Putting out the fire. Yeah.
If you don't put it out, it doesn't go out.
Right.
So it's very satisfying work.
Well,
very hard but satisfying.
You had talked about being a ladderman. What was that? What is that?
There are guys that work in an engine company which has the hose, when they put the fire out, and guys that work in the truck do the searching.
Okay.
So you open up for the engine to get in, you force doors, and you search while they're still putting the fire out. So that's what working in a ladder company is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as opposed to an engine.
Boy, that's like the front line.
Yeah. In fact, when you first start, you work with an officer. You're part of a forcible entry team, so because you don't know anything.
Right.
So now you're with an officer who's, he's watching out for you.
Sure.
And until you learn that position, then you move to another position. And, you don't get to be a tillerman or a roofman until you've had quite a bit of experience, because you don't know what's bad is bad.
Right.
The whole job is experience. I try to explain that in the document too, is that, how much smoke is too much smoke?
Right.
How much flame is dangerous?
Right.
All those little things you learn from somebody that's done it.
Right.
Or by experience.
Yeah.
I remember, I think one of the stories I have here is in probie school, they have what they call the smokehouse, where you would learn to function in smoke. Now, we didn't have masks back then.
Oh, really?
So they would set these fires in this building, and, they'd make you follow a hose line in with all the smoke. It was horrible. And, you'd finally come out, and we'd be coughing, and snot was coming out of
your sure,
nose,
like tear gas.
Eyes are tearing and everything. And we just kept telling you, yeah, but they're making it worse than it really is because they want to scare you.
Right.
And it turns out that, holy jeez,
it was
much worse.
Much worse than the real thing.
In training, it's safe. They're not going to let you die or anything. They just open the doors and they change the atmosphere.
Right.
But when you go off on your own, it's a different thing. There's nobody watching out for you. You're on your own. So.
Yeah, and you don't know what's burning in there, what plastics, toxins.
No. I think it's much worse today as far as synthetic stuff.
Sure,
but
back then you didn't have oxygen.
We had masks when we first started, but they weren't. It's not like what you see today. They were stored in a box on the truck.
Okay.
So if you were going to put it on, you had to get the box out. They were heavy.
Yep.
And then you had to put it on, and then they had little eyelids like this. They weren't big face pieces.
Sure. So you couldn't
very
see.
Clumsy and very slow to get on. And the other companies that use masks, and my captain, he refused to use them. He just thought it took too long.
Sure.
And in a way, he was right, because many times we could be in there taking people out before they even got the masks on.
Right.
That's one of my complaints about now. They all wait at the door until the mask is on, and maybe somebody laying right inside the doorway. You could just grab them.
Yeah.
But it's certainly better for the firemen. I'm not,
right.
So,
but
and they're much easier now. They're right on the rig. They just put them on like a coat. So there's no time for the delay anymore, so it's a big deal. But we did all our work with no masks. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you, I mean, obviously, I asked you if anything was fun about it. You said nothing was fun, but it's super rewarding. So do you ever miss that rewarding feeling? Yeah.
Absolutely. I would do it tomorrow if I still could.
If you could? Yeah.
I can't.
you can't, but
it takes a young man to do it.
But are all the firemen, you seem very giving and caring, and are they all have your attitude?
Yeah, that's one of the things that really impresses you when you're in a firehouse. They really care about what they're doing.
Yeah.
They care about the people they're saving no matter where they're from.
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dedication to doing the job right.
Right. And what year did you retire?
97.
97.
Yeah,
so
almost 30 years ahead. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that was very impactful to all firemen, but on 9/11, you rented a car and went back. Where were you living at the time?
We lived in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Georgetown, actually, but Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And I had asked a neighbor of mine if he was a cop, and I said, "You want to fly up?" I said, "I want to go, some funerals and at least, see what's going on." And he couldn't do it. So anyway, I flew up, rented a car. And in fact, I had a couple of friends up there that wouldn't come with me because it was just too traumatic.
Yeah.
To go down to the scene.
What made you want to go up there?
I don't know. I just felt I had
to.
You
felt you had to and be there for support. And...
Yeah. I couldn't do anything, but
there
was a lot of funerals to go to.
Yeah. Did you go to a lot of funerals?
Oh, yeah.
And were there guys you knew or just
you didn't? That died, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I don't know. I can't name them.
You can't name them?
When I went down to the museum years later, Marcia came with me, actually. And on the wall, they had pictures of everybody that died at 9/11 in the memorial.
Yeah.
And I'd walk through and say, "Oh, I knew this guy." You didn't know his name. You know how you know people, but you don't know the name. "Oh, I know this guy, and I know." It was pretty emotional thing.
Oh, I bet.
But even down at the command post, I knew the chief that was running the search efforts, and I can't remember. Somebody asked me the other day how soon after did I go up. I don't remember. It might be a week. Oh, it might have been 4 days. I don't know.
Sure.
After, but somewhere in there I went up,
Yeah, it was,
so the searching was still going on.
Yeah.
When I was there.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was a pretty emotional.
That had to be the most devastating tragedy for the fire department.
God. All the friends I knew and so forth.
Yeah.
And, there's another story I talk about with John Morello, who was a good friend of mine. He was a chief also. And in fact, he had a ski lodge in Vermont, and we would go up and ski in his place several times. Yeah. So we were really good friends. In fact, his wife was my secretary.
Oh, okay.
So pretty close with them.
Yeah.
Well, he lost his son there. And it took him days to find him. digging through. And, there's more. I always want to say this because it's important. More guys have died since 9/11 than died at 9/11.
Yeah, from 9/11.
From cancers and that stuff. In fact, that guy's just died recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His wife called me. But anyway, so what were you asking me? I forgot.
Well, we were talking about your friend in the ski lodge, and
that's Joe Norell. Yeah, John, that was his son was trapped, and he searched there for days before they found him. That's what I'm saying. He just died from result of being there for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
and you ended up with being Battalion Chief.
Yes.
That's got to be a pretty high ranking.
Yeah.
deal.
You had fireman, lieutenant, captain, chief, and then more chiefs.
And then more chiefs?
Yeah, well, higher chiefs. So
sure.
But the chief was a separate rank.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't say so. So was a captain. I mean,
Yeah.
But the chiefs had a white helmet.
Okay.
That way.
Did you enjoy being Battalion Chief?
Yeah. But I enjoyed the I guess my favorite would be lieutenant because it was nice to have your own crew with you. Yeah. And you're directing them directly.
Okay.
The chief is standing
off, and you've got a
more of a group,
sure,
and a whole overall picture of what's going on.
Yeah, so you get a little camaraderie with when you're a lieutenant.
I was a lieutenant in ladder 14, which is one of the first tower ladders. I don't know if you know buckets. You know the bucket.
Yep.
Well, there was only like 3 of them when I came on the job.
And the buckets were on the ladder, right?
Yeah.
And they would go up.
But they're made especially with a bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were one of the few. So we went all over the place when there was a big fire because we were the only few there. Now, like almost every other one is a tower ladder.
Well, how high up do you get on that bucket?
You can go, the old ones were 85 feet, but we got the first new one.
Yeah.
Which was 95 feet, which was really scary when you're up there.
I have to think 95 feet up in the air and you're connected to the truck.
Yeah. Well, you're in a
little wind.
Yeah. You feel everything.
Yeah.
When you raise it just like a joystick, like a pilot would have.
Yeah.
So you're trying to go, if you want to go up, you go this way. If you want to go that way. So, but if you let it go too quick, if you went up and then just stopped it, you'd get this.
The swaying back and forth. Wow.
But that's the other fact. When we got that 100 foot, but they said it was 100 foot, but it went 95.
Yeah.
Tower ladder. There was one fire. I don't know if that's the one you're asking about, but anyway, we went into. There was a fire in a big building.
Yeah.
And it was coming out the back. So the chief asked me if we could get my truck in there and put the fire out in the back. I said, no, sure. So we took the fence down, went in this vacant lot, and set the rig up. Now, this new tower ladder had no front braces, and we called them tormentors. But if you look at the new trucks now, the tower ladders, there's 4 points that they sit on.
Okay.
This one only had the 2 in the back.
Oh, wow.
And then you worked over the wheels. And we didn't like it when we got it because we said, well, what if you get a flat while you're up there?
Right.
There's no support. Anyway, long story short, we were going up. I had 2 guys in a bucket with me.
Yeah.
We were up about 4 stories, and the chauffeur, who's down on a pedestal, raising us up, says, "Hey, retract, retract." He was screaming, and this guy never screams.
Really?
He was always very calm.
Yeah.
His holy shit. So
that's all right.
So we, we quick went down, and I said, "What happened?" He says, "The whole back of the rig was off the ground." About this far, about like 5 feet. If we went any further, we would have turned.
You would have turned it over.
So there's a whole story behind that. I wrote a report. I had to go there, and then blah 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 blah. And they ended up having to fix the rig. But we could have.
That could have been bad.
That would have been going down 4 stories.
I mean that's one of the most tragic ways to die, is to have someone that's going to save someone else. When someone goes to save their child and they drown themselves. Yeah. So what you guys do, I mean, you put your life on line every day.
Yeah, and almost everybody any fireman that died was doing it for that reason. It's not like you just happen to hang around or something.
No, and you know the consequences.
Yeah.
At the end of your your booklet or your book, you say cremation will be the perfect ending for a fireman. So will you be cremated?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It was perfect. Didn't you think that was
I thought that was perfect. My wife is always she's going to be cremated, and I probably will be too if she is. But it was just one of those things where for her, she goes, I don't want my body in the ground. And not, with bugs and stuff, just a woman thinking about it, I guess, or someone thinking about mortality. But yeah. So now you have this great life. You've been retired 30 years.
Yeah, almost.
How long have you lived in Westbrook?
I met Marcia skiing in Colorado.
Okay.
And we hooked up, and she asked me if I wanted to go check out Arizona one day.
Yeah.
That would have been back in about 2012.
Okay.
So I've been here. And
you've been here.
We were going back and forth for a while. We had a house in Colorado.
Okay.
And then eventually we just moved here.
What drew you to Colorado? Why'd you move to Colorado?
Oh, we were skiing.
Just a ski bum?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That was like a lifelong dream to live in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I didn't
in fact,
know
when
that.
my wife died, I had two friends that I used to bicycle with, living in Colorado, and I went to visit them. Yep. And that's how I got started. I used to stay with them and ski.
Yeah. What was your favorite mountain there to ski?
Oh, probably Copper.
Copper?
Probably. But Breckenridge was there, and there's 5 of them there.
Yeah, they're all nice, but they're a little different. And I was a snowboarder, so
is that right? Oh,
I love Breckenridge and Keystone maybe, but Vail.
Yeah, we did.
When you're not a skier, Vail's not fun because that's it's a lot of bowls and going.
Yeah, it's spread out to a lot.
Yeah, spread out.
So, we went to Vail, but it was so hard to get a parking space, and it was a pain. So
it's expensive too. Copper was all the locals go to Copper.
Yeah, Copper.
They love Copper. Yeah. So how long did you live in Colorado?
So, my wife died probably I don't know, from 2011 to. Well, when I left with Marcia, so, but for a while we were coming back and forth. We do the winter,
so
the summer. So I don't remember exactly when we cut the string and didn't
go back to the cold weather.
You
anymore?
Can't skate. I mean, you got to be in shape to skate.
I know, and
I can't even walk much.
I'm 57. I'm teetering on whether I should do it ever again. You get knee replacements. Once you start getting new parts.
I know.
You're like,
I have one of those knees.
Yeah. So
no, we were gonna go. I wanted to be able to say I skied when I was 80.
Oh wow.
Okay. And so we would ski, and then we went up one winter. I had just turned 80 because I turned December 26th is my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
happy birthday.
We went up and skied for like 2 hours just to do it.
Yep.
And there's no way I can do it anymore.
And you said
it's just first of all, you need to do a lot of it before you can get your body in shape.
Right.
You can't just go up once a week. Or
no, you go that first day and you actually pay for 2 days.
Yeah,
in recovery. So it is tough. So
anyway, that's my ski story.
Well, I didn't know that.
Skis. If you want to buy my skis, I know you're
a
snowboarder.
Nope, I'm a snowboarder. I'm a single board, not two. So what do you? We always end our podcast with what do you like best about Westbrook, and what brought you to Westbrook?
Well, Marcia brought me.
Marcia brought you. She was already here.
She came down. Yeah, she's been here since 2000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she brought me here.
Okay.
I think now, if I reflect on it, I think the fact that it's kind of small compared to some of the ones around here.
Yep.
A smaller community.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a good community. I just always been happy here. I mean, they take care of the place.
Yeah.
Everybody's pretty relaxed and nice, and there's nothing not to like about it,
Right.
I think they keep it up very well.
Yeah.
So
and I would say 90% of the people say what you said. It's the people, the community. Yeah. And it's great people.
Yeah, I love it. I wouldn't, if I had the choice, I wouldn't go anywhere else.
No, I feel the same way. Yeah. And I came here at 55. Yeah. I was 55, 2 years ago.
Just squeezed in.
And we thought we'd start a retirement life early, but we didn't realize that this retirement community is so busy.
Oh, there's no retirement.
There's no retirement. It's like they do something every night of the week.
Oh, I mean,
so it's awesome. I think it keeps people young and keeps people active for sure. So, well, I appreciate you doing the interview.
All right.
I mean, like I told you, 30 minutes goes by like that. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Well, thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for doing that. I appreciated what you're doing. So
awesome. Thank you. Thanks again for tuning in to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. Real estate is how I'm able to support this show and give back to our community. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling a home in Arizona, I'd love to help. I also offer a free real estate review, basically a health checkup for your home's value and market position. You can call or text me anytime at 651-295-6830. Again, that's 651-295-6830. I'd be honored to help you or your neighbors with the next chapter of your real estate journey. And thanks again for listening, and be sure to keep connecting.